Hi, I'm Dan Young with BCAM. I'm filling in for Tom Markowski, and I have a special guest today, Mr. Al Schneider, who is the Mr. Basketball chairman of our committee for Mr. Basketball. And we're going to talk a little Mr. Basketball. It's getting close to the state tournament at the end of the year for the voting for all the awards. And we're going to talk about the process of Mr. Basketball, how it starts and where we go from there.
Well, you know, Dan, I think right now it really starts in the state tournament, because I think a lot of the coaches go to these games and they see a kid who's only a junior and they follow his progress the next year. Then we have a list, and I've always followed Mick McCabe's list. He's been outstanding for helping out with a list of the top 15, 25 players. And that is where I start my investigations.
Right, and then it goes from there and works its way down to the finalist, and now we have our final 6 players. Tell us a little bit about the ceremony every year that you've been involved with when you actually give that trophy to that player.
Well, it's very exciting. One of the things that I do is I call the player and actually speak with him and tell him that he has won and that he's got to make a speech. And that's one of the things that doesn't, media-wise doesn't get followed too closely, but most of these Mr. Basketballs give an outstanding speech, and they just are outstanding people, and you really recognize that, you know? So it's fun to be there and meet their families and give them the award, and the next night they've got a very tough ball game because they have to play in the quarterfinals.
We're looking forward to next week coming back and talking about the state tournament.